It seems that in the news nowadays, there's one word that seems to bring more dread than any other: inflation. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? At its core, inflation is the rise in the prices of goods and services over time. The money in your pocket, it loses value, buying you less than it did before. But inflation isn't just about higher prices, it's about the economy shifting beneath us. Historically, inflation has been driven by several key forces. One of the biggest, demand pull inflation. When demand outpaces supply, prices surge. Think of it like concert tickets. If everyone wants them, but there aren't enough, prices skyrocket. The same thing happens across the economy when consumers and businesses are willing to spend more than what's available. Then there's cost push inflation. This happens when production costs like wages, raw materials, and energy go up. Companies pass these higher costs onto consumers, driving up prices. Add in supply chain disruptions, natural disasters, or geopolitical tensions, and inflation can spiral out of control. Governments and central banks try to keep inflation in check. The Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, and others use interest rates to cool down excessive spending. When they raise rates, borrowing becomes more expensive, slowing down the economy and easing inflation. But if they get it wrong, they can trigger a recession. Hyperinflation is the extreme case, the nightmare scenario. We've seen it before in places like Weimar Germany in the 1920s, Zimbabwe in the 2000s, and Venezuela more recently. Prices don't just rise, they explode. A loaf of bread that costs a few dollars one day might cost thousands the next. So is inflation always bad? Well, not necessarily. A moderate, controlled level, typically around 2%, is actually healthy. It keeps the economy growing, encourages spending, and helps businesses invest. But when inflation runs too hot or falls too low into deflation, it becomes a problem. Inflation is always shifting, shaped by global events, policy decisions, and consumer confidence. The key? Understanding it, watching it, and knowing how it affects your money. If you'd like to hear us talk about more areas of finance, culture, and far more, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.